Jeffree Star, a prominent figure in the beauty industry, is known for his bold and extravagant makeup looks, as well as his successful cosmetic brand. As expected, he launched the Gothic Beach Collection in September 2023, and it was highly anticipated by Star's loyal fan base.
The main event of this collection is the Gothic Beach palette. Now, as you can see, it has texture, it feels like black sand, it is absolutely beautiful.
The collection included several items like the Gothic Beach eyeshadow palette, the Vampire Blur and Cool Stick, Gothic Beach Proof eyeliner, and the Gothic Beach Proof mascara. Dark and edgy aesthetic, it promised to be a unique addition to his already successful line of cosmetics. However, the collection has faced numerous controversies and scandals that have contributed to its decline. Now you might be wondering what exactly caused this downfall. Well, Jeffree Star's Gothic Beach Collection was the accusation of copying other brands' products. Jeffree Star was accused of copying a product from a competitor, Gothic Lolita Wigs to be exact, and these launched their collection in 2022. This sparked a wave of backlash and criticism. Fans and industry insiders were quick to point out the similarities between the two products, questioning the originality and integrity of Jeffree Star's brand. But the controversies did not stop there. Some other critics pointed out that Star was apparently trying to do pesto gothic, which they claimed was very similar to Kat Von D's True Romance palettes and that era in general. Others also claimed that the palette reminded them of the Tiny Marvel's Mel Thompson palette from Sydney Grace. Some even accused Star of recycling old formulas and repackaging them as something new and exciting. According to them, a lot of the colors were repeats from older, better collections. They suggested that at least 3 of the purples and the glitter black were in the Royal Blood palette and that the rest of the colors were just boring neutral browns. Now remember that the palette was goth-themed? Well, many critics claimed there was nothing gothic about it and that the color stories were so disjointed, even going as far as labeling it wacky. They questioned how many people would use a silver or grey highlighter. But that's not all that was disappointing about this collection. See, many were excited to see the packaging and they anticipated that it would be like the cremation packaging style too. But then, the inside came what some described as beachy neutrals and not the actual expected goth. They also claimed that it was pretty pointless to release a Gothic beach type of collection with beach accessories in September, way past summertime. But the real blow came when several beauty influencers and customers started sharing their disappointing experiences with the Gothic Beach Collection. Reports of cheap packaging, patchy application, and even claims of plasticity flooded social media platforms. The once highly anticipated collection quickly became a subject of ridicule and disappointment, as one user shared, "It was such a letdown. First of all, why does he want to bring summer to October? I've been wanting him to do a spooky collection, and this just isn't it." Another added, "You're not alone. The whole color story is just bleh to me. I would buy his other recent drops before this one. He really shouldn't have done a whitey reveal for psychedelic suckers. The whole collection was sick. Feel like it would have got a lot more recognition too. Oh well, I guess he already did. Just don't keep up with him much aside from his sales. Been pretty underwhelmed with most of his launches lately. As $62? He's pricing like it's still 2016 and he has no competition. To make matters worse, Star's response to the criticism was far from satisfactory. Instead of addressing the concerns and taking responsibility for the quality issues, he dismissed them and blamed the negative reviews on his competitors' smear campaigns. The defensive stance only fueled the backlash and further eroded the trust of his fan base. But the downfall of the Gothic Beach Collection did not stop there. As more and more customers shared their negative experiences, a pattern emerged. It became apparent that this wasn't an isolated incident, but rather a reflection of a larger problem within the brand. Reports of questionable business practices started to surface. So let's delve deeper into more of these controversies because the accusations of copying High pricing and disconnected color stories were the most prominent, but there are other controversies that have contributed to his downfall. See, after a dinner date with boyfriend Andrew Mohold, Star was heading to his car when a person started yelling at him for wearing real fur. In a video shared on X17 Online's YouTube channel, the unknown person can be heard slamming the YouTuber saying, "Shame on you, Jeffree, for wearing real fur. Shame on you for wearing real fur, Jeffree. Shame on you, you're an animal abuser. Stop wearing fur, Jeffree, animal abuser."
Jeffree, shame on you. You're an animal abuser. Shame on you. Stop wearing fur, Jeffree. Stop wearing fur.
The video clip soon went viral on social media, with people calling out the YouTuber for wearing real fur. One fan commented, "No excuse to wear fur in this day and age. There are plenty of fox fur options." With his platform, he should be setting an example. Fur is gross. You don't need to be a vegan to acknowledge that an animal shouldn't be tortured just for their skin. At least use the whole animal. Plus, he wears exotic and endangered animals. He has a heart of stone and can't even treat other humans right, let alone animals. This incident planted seeds of doubt among Star's fans, who started questioning whether his beauty brand was really frank on its vegan and cruelty-free claims. And to add to the controversy, this came days after Star was called out for his controversy regarding selling yak meat since Memorial Day, which snowballed into a lot of back and forth online, even prompting Star to address the rumors in a YouTube video titled "The Truth About the Star Yak Ranch." To give you some context, fans had previously called out Star for a purported conflict of interest, given that his beauty brand Jeffree Star Cosmetics was vegan and cruelty-free. However, the brand announced that it was expanding to sell packaged yak meat in minced meat, jerky, and stick form. The announcement drew major backlash since fans assumed that Jeffree Star would be slaughtering his pets that he had showcased on his Instagram several times for the meat. Clapping back at the criticism, Star clarified in his video saying, "People are so crazy. I don't think city folk understand farming. There was a very big misconception when I announced that I was going to sell meat. People thought it was all of my pets I've been spending the last year and a half with. Sorry, they're all right here." Commenting on how a majority of Americans were still unaware of the origins of the meat they consumed, Star said, "I had no idea people were uneducated about farming, where meat came from, or even the culture of hunting and providing food for your family. It's a whole entire world. And living in Wyoming, I've definitely learned the Wyoming way. It might seem a little interesting to some people, or you are a little perturbed that I'm raising yaks for breeding and pets, and yes, raising yaks for food." He explained that his interest in yak meat was leanest, healthiest red meat in America. Jeffree Star was also accused of masterminding Star Yak Ranch with the intention of selling yak meat from the get-go. Many felt cheated that he had peddled lies and put on a front about caring for his pets. Addressing the allegations, Star responded, "There was never a plan to raise yaks for meat in the beginning. I know some people can't fathom that and they want to say I'm a liar. Girl, I've been living out in paradise. Well, I learned more about the animal. I was like, oh, I want to try doing stuff like that." The YouTuber added that even though he owned a vegan and cruelty-free makeup brand, it had nothing to do with his yak ranch and that it was a whole separate company, saying, "I see no conflict. I choose to create a cosmetic line that doesn't torture and test on animals. We all know I've never claimed to be vegan. It's about evolving in the beauty industry and moving past the old ways." At the end of the yak meat segment of his video, Jeffree Star pointed to the yaks that were being bred for food, saying, "All of the yaks that I'm raising for food, they're in a back posture. Yes, they are still getting love and care, and they're eating amazing. Obviously, they're all grass-fed. But I don't name them, I don't help to train them, I don't spend hours with them, and at my ranch, we don't have names for our food." He claimed that orienting himself to the Wyoming way and learning how to become a real rancher after leaving LA has been an amazing experience for him. Of course, this didn't have any effect and the negative publicity surrounding Star and his brand led to a massive backlash from consumers. Many loyal fans turned their backs on him, no longer willing to support a brand associated with controversy and questionable ethics. The once thriving Gothic Beach Collection started to lose its appeal as consumers sought out more trustworthy and transparent beauty brands like the Tiny Marvels palette by Sydney Grace, which some suggested that the quality of their shadows is impeccable and their customer service is a top-notch. As the controversies continued to heat up, Jeffree Star's brand struggled to regain its footing. Sales declined, and the once highly anticipated Gothic Beach Collection failed to make the impact it was expected to. The downfall of Jeffree Star's brand became evident, and it became clear that the controversies and scandals had taken a toll on both the brand's reputation and its bottom line. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts on this matter. Have you had any personal experiences with Jeffree Star's Gothic Beach Collection? What are your opinions on the controversies surrounding the brand? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Until next time, bye-bye.